From pro-government rallies in the capital Addis Ababa to protests in the U.S. capital Washington, hostility toward media covering Ethiopia has been palpable since war broke out in Tigray in 2020, with accusations of false news and bias leveled at journalists in the streets and online. Foreign correspondents who came to Ethiopia to cover developments like the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam or the liberation of political prisoners say access has quickly evaporated.
Certainly after the war began, it became far, far more difficult than it had been before. I was stopped from going to Tigray last year. I was prevented from going.
That's Tom Gardner, a correspondent for the British newspaper The Economist. The Ethiopian government expelled him from the country in May. Gardner has covered Ethiopia for 5.5 years. Then came political turmoil and protests, and with it, harassment.
Then there was always problems with, or potential problems with police, local security forces. I had run-ins with the police and in Amhara, for instance, last year.
In July 2021, police detained Gardner and a colleague. Gardner, in a later account, recalled being hit in the head with a rifle butt and seeing his friend's mouth fill with blood as officers beat him while bystanders jeered. While reporting in Ethiopia, Gardner came under attack in other ways too. Online harassment, attempts to discredit his reporting, and finally a letter from the Ethiopian Media Authority revoking his credentials and giving Gardner 48 hours to leave.
The government was incredibly vague in the letter they gave me revoking my license. They referred to sort of unspecified, unprofessional behavior, breach of ethics, mistaken approach to reporting.
The spokesperson for Ethiopia's prime minister did not respond to VOA's request for comment, but the government has pushed back on criticism from rights groups over media arrests and harassment, saying it is fighting disinformation and terrorist propaganda. In a speech in June, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed accused journalists of fomenting violence.
Let's not designate individuals engaged in destroying national institutions as activists and journalists.
When Simon Marks, a reporter for the New York Times and VOA, was expelled under similar circumstances in May 2021, he said arrests and beatings were hampering the confidence of colleagues. Media rights groups agreed, adding that expelling or harassing foreign correspondents sends a chilling message to local media.
What does that mean for the journalists operating already in Ethiopia, whether they be local or international? They must ask themselves the question, if this can happen to him, what could potentially happen to me?
Already, the risk of arrest is high. The state-funded Ethiopian Human Rights Commission says authorities detained 54 media workers between July 2021 and May 2022. Salem, VOA News, Washington.